So I've got my Lightspeed account up right now. There we go. And then the main account right here. Okay, cool. So yeah, so CHK pre-market high is 68. You know, it's a possibility over 850. I mean, this one might end up making a bit of a move. I'll keep it on watch. I'm thinking my watch would be over the $0.50, the psychological resistance of 850, rather than wait till the pre-market high of 868. So I'm going to put my order on this one at 850. All right, next one down, DXR was possible continuation. This one I would be watching probably actually also over like 850-ish. Because if it breaks 850, yesterday's high was 869. So it has a good chance, I'd say, of hitting that level. So DXR, I'll just put an order on it, a prepared order at 850, so it's ready to go. All I have to do is press the buy button. PXS was on the watch list as a maybe, but it's kind of selling off a bit. So I think for right now, I'll just leave that one over here. ALT was on the scanner as well. I didn't look very closely at it. There is a headline. Pre-market high on this is 370, and it is a former runner. So as you can see here, this was a day where it went from, did it twice. One day where it went from $4 to 18, and the next day it hit a high of like $40. Pretty wild moves. So, it's something to keep an eye on. They've got the third quarter financial results out. Net proceeds of approximately 37. Net proceeds of 37 million. Gross was 41 million. So I'd keep it on watch as a maybe, but I'm really not sure there. Pre-market high is 370. So I'll put, since the current price is 350 by 360 on that one, I will just put the order at 370, so it's ready to go. YGYI agreed. I'm not very interested in that one. So just kind of put my charts up here. LMFA in front and center, CTK, ALT, and DXR in that order. All right, so those are the four we're watching. I've got the level 2s up, ready to go, and we'll see if we get some breakouts. We've got 90 seconds to the bell. Hopefully we get a couple opportunities and can make a little bit of money this morning. All right, so those of you guys on YouTube, I'm going to shut off the YouTube feed and just stream to the chat room. So LMFA, CTK, ALT, and DXR. All right, so 20 seconds to the bell. So watching, I'm going to put my order on LMFA at 220. Remember, we were watching the 217 spot. So I'll take a starter on LMFA. I'm long LMFA right now. And trying to scalp this move here. That's kind of a weird open, but I got filled 9,000 shares at 217, and boom, that's $900 of profit. I'm still holding 900 shares with a stop at 17. Sold them, $1,062 of profit. I wasn't expecting it to go all the way to 40, but that's a gap and go trade. So For a second, I was like, my order, I clicked the buy button 3 times, and I didn't see anything happen, and then boom, I had 9,000 shares, and it was at $2.35. So, $1,000 in less than 1 minute. My work is done. In at 217, out at 225 and 230. High a day is 240. I don't know that I really thought LMFA would give us that type of move. I didn't expect it. And when I punched the buy order twice at 3,000 shares, I didn't see myself get filled, so I punched it one more time at 220, and then I filled all 3 orders. So I had a little bit of a lag out of the gates. I'm not sure why, but I'll go back and look at that. All right, so CTK we were looking at. We'll just keep an eye on LMFA. It's whipping around quite a bit. Nice, Matthew. When I was in Italy visiting Roberto, I was trading the same as I am today, and I didn't have any issue. I mean, the connections are so fast that as long as you've got good internet. So yeah, CTK ended up not even really being a gapper, which is a bummer. GBR, another one of those stocks like LEDS that's become a little hard to trust. I'm not sure that it's something I would really watch too closely. I sold on the ask at 39. I filled 1,700 shares at 39, and then it dropped, and so I hit the bid at 29 because I was like, you know what? I'm still up 10 cents. Let's hit the bid. I'm going to take this profit. LMFA is just kind of a little wild. DXR not doing anything. ALT not doing anything. GBR high is 238. You know, who knows? Maybe today will be the day it ends up doing something, but the high. Let's see, is there a catalyst? I don't see a headline. So if there was a headline, maybe I would take a starter at 238, but without the headline, I'm a little iffy. LMFA now back at 203, 2.5 million shares of volume. DXR 783, selling off a little bit. IMMY. Yeah, we were watching this one. GBR tapping 245. Hitting the scanners. You know, being a 2 million share float, there might be some traders that look at that and they're like, oh shoot, this is on the scanner. I'm going to jump in right here. You know, 10,000 share seller at the $0.50. I think I'm of the opinion on this one that I'll let it show strength and buy the first pullback on GBR. On IMMY, you've got a high of 55, a dip down there at 36, which I don't like. Yeah, Josh, I have to cancel my previous order when I hit the bid. There's now a 40,000 share buyer on GBR at 50. So let's look at the daily chart on this a little bit. You know, kind of a couple levels here. I don't know which ones are in play the most. I think this is that kind of, you know, patiently wait for a good opportunity. High a day is 74. So you see the 40,000 share bid. People are selling into it right now. So watch that bid at 250. Hey, buddy, would you go lay down? High is 270. Don't really want to jump in right here. When I see a large bid at 50, that to me looks like someone that's either trying to buy or potentially cover the position, short position. So we have a high of 70. So I'm going to put on the last candle an order potentially at 70. But I want to see what it does here around this bid. I want to see it come back down to the 50 spot. If it comes back down to 50, you know, I want to see if that bid is still there. So watching here. Oops, switch to a 1 minute chart. Okay, so high of the current 1 minute candle 68, high of the last one was 70. We haven't come back down to 250 just yet. Oh, so there we flashed down and that bid is gone. So whoever had that, you know, that bid pulled the order. So now let's see if that bid comes back. The high is 68 of the last 1 minute candle, back down to 38. So when we were first looking at this right here at 38, I said, you know, I don't know if I trust it, but it went from 38 all the way up to 74. So that right there in those few minutes was an opportunity. I passed on it, but yeah, with no news, you know, a lot of times the trends don't end up holding. Sometimes with no news, you know, it makes this first pop, and then traders who have FOMO, who just want to take a trade, you know, they'll jump into it, and next thing you know, it ends up taking off. So it's happened before, but, you know, not sure. Just watching right now. Joan, let me look. Jone. We traded this one a week ago. You can see the days that it popped up, it did these kind of reversals with the topping tail candle. The high is 260. with, again, no news, I'm not sure. But, you know, like LMFA, even though it has no news, I mean, it could end up making a little bit of a move. The daily chart isn't as good because it's below the 9 moving average. You know, it doesn't have any big... I mean, yes, it has a window from 287 up to 396 right here. However, it's being blocked by a moving average that's coming down. So that's not ideal. Yeah, so let's see. High a day on Joan, 260. And if it popped back over the $0.50, that might be interesting, but I'd almost be more inclined to think it's going to fade without news. NNA. Yeah, I see that. It's got a big spread right now. Room up to $10. On this one, I kind of would just watch it. I do see potential, but the spread makes me a little nervous. I want to see that spread tighten up, I guess. Sometimes on a trade like this, I could put out an order in the middle. I could put out a buy order at like $8, but it's only got 28,000 shares of volume, and it just came from $7. So, you know, I think I'd probably have to wait. High a day is 46. Probably just let it kind of do its thing for a little bit, and then maybe see if there's a better opportunity. As much as I like the idea, Dare, D-A-R-E. Let me just take a peek at this one. So Dare is a cheaper stock, breaking through $1. So this is the type that I check. I just pull it up and check in the IRA account because I can afford it. Not really doing much though. Only 50,000 shares of volume right now. RMED. This is a recent IPO stock. A little bit of a spread. Dare getting a little more action. You know, with these ones, I look to see, well, where would it get halted? Sometimes these stocks will halt as they break through the whole dollar, but this one's not halting, and it shows that it's not going to halt until $1.28. So it's a pretty big move. Look at that flash on Dare. 87 cents on the bid. Yikes. On Dare, when I pull up the level 2, in Sterling, I can see the halt levels. So 83 going down and 24 going up. ANY we traded, on Monday, or we watched it on Monday, but it wasn't really easy. Monday's high was 266. NNA with more volume coming in, I'll keep it on watch. I use Lightspeed for my IRA and Lightspeed's desktop platform for my IRA, and I use Sterling for my regular account. Both with Lightspeed though. Yeah, I do see a headline on ANY. So the high day is 20. Could watch it around that level. NNA. So keep ANY on watch for a second. High day is now 230. And with a catalyst, that's better than some of the others, but I want to wait for that little pullback. Yeah, if I was in something like Dare, I would try to sell on the ask. I would try to kind of unwind the position without hitting the bid. NNA, you can see this one's getting close to being halted on the downside. It could be worth watching, for a move back up, but it needs to kind of hold this level and that sort of 750 level, and it's just broke it, but it's not halted yet, so ANY high is 230. GBR. Yeah, GBR has that doji candle on the 5 though, the 5-minute chart. The thing with the halts is that they are different for different stocks, depending on the price, which exchange they're on. I mean, there's kind of a number of different things that seem to vary with where the stock will get halted. So the high day on ANY is 30. So this one I would watch potentially over 225. So I'll take my starter right there on ANY. So I jumped in at 225. And now I want to see it break. Okay, so there we go. So I put an order on the ask at 38 and I sell half. So $349 locked up. That's a 1-minute micro pullback on ANY. So now I'm still holding. Stop is break even. Watch it for a second. High was right over, a little over 40. Look at that. So sold the rest at 43 for right now. I can always get back in, but when you see that 26,000 share buyer, that bid, that people notice that. So now high a day is 54. I'd watch it over 55 with smaller size. So I'm trying to watch where I can get in. It does look like it's possibly going to halt, but I need to get a little bit of a pullback to add back. So the high is 75. I can see the halt potential on this one and with a catalyst. So I'll take a starter right here at 71. So I'm in at 71, and I'm willing to add going into a halt. It looks like it's going to halt here at 87. I have an order to buy at 87. It hasn't filled yet. Looks like it's about to get halted. So I didn't get filled on that second order, but I'm still holding from 270. So, you know, this is kind of that thing where the high of this candle was 275, right? So it dipped down here. We saw it dip down, and then as it curled back up, I jumped in at 70. So it's like a very small little pullback. As it pops up, it pulls back for a second, and then as it surges back up, I jump in, knowing that it has the potential to get halted. So yeah, it would be nice if I could get back my 6,000 shares from 227, but you know, I booked my $450 of profit on the first trade, and then I got back in. And the thing is, look at GBR. I mean, given ANY has news, but look at GBR. I mean, this one popped up all the way to 70 and then came all the way back down. You know, so you have to kind of be, you know, mindful about which ones you're willing to be aggressive on and which ones you just want to take the profit on. ANY was not easy the last couple days it popped up, so my trust level on it was a little on the lower side. But now it's opening up. I've already got, you know, $1,500 of profit on the day, and so you know, we'll see. So the halt was at 87. All right, so now I put an order at, I'm going to put an order at $3 on this. I expect it will open a little higher. That's what typically happens on these types of halts. They typically open higher. I would expect an open maybe around 95 or 97. If it opens around 95 or 97, I would expect a break of $3. Maybe a squeeze up to 310, 315. It's possible to go only to 305 and then break back down below the whole dollar, and that could be a possible short entry, short at $3 with a stop at high of day. So if it did that, I would want to take my profit. If it comes back up, it's going to stop out those early short sellers, and then you look for a squeeze through the highs. If it opens lower, then I look to add coming into 287 for the first target of $3. Well, $3 is like right here. $3, a break of 3, and then see what it does. And then we might get a nice little clean 1 minute micro pullback. But I expect because it's squeezed into the halt going up, that it's probably going to open higher. The fact that it has a catalyst today is good. It's up right now 73%. So, you know, check, check, check. Everything's looking good on that right now. I'm showing on NASDAQ a current price of 301. That doesn't always mean that's where it's going to open, but we, you know, those quotes that you see during a halt, you don't always know, so who knows. But, you know, if it opens around 3, where can I add? You know, I'm holding from 270. Would I want to just take the 30 cents of profit? Or would I want to go ahead and add another, you know, 1,000 shares or 3,000 shares? I don't know. It kind of depends on where it opens. I'm showing 308 by 310, but again, you know, it might open differently from that. So the halt time was at 9:50 and 56 seconds. So resumption should be in about 20 seconds. I've got my order at $3 to add because I'm thinking, if it opens around 290, 295, I've got 6,000 shares at 270. But if it opens around 290, I'll probably add for the break of $3 and then try to sell 3/4 of the position or half the position at like 305, 308, something like that. So watching here for resumption. I've got my order ready at 3. If it opens below 3, I'm ready to add. It hasn't resumed yet. I give it usually like 10-15 seconds before I say it's a 10-minute halt, just in case, because sometimes they will open, but it looks like it's a 10-minute halt. All right, so I'm going to leave an order. So what I'm going to do on this, let me just look at this. All right. So that's ANY and NNA. This one, keep an eye on the high was 846, but I would keep an eye on the first 5-minute candle to make a new high, maybe over 750. So I'll keep that one on watch for a little bit over on another chart. Okay, and ANY, we're watching this one, resumption in about 3 minutes or 2 minutes. LMFA, I'm not sure. I'll go back to that one in 1 second. Yeah, if it opens above 3 and just surges, I'm in the driver's seat. That's the nice thing with when stocks open really high. At this point, I've already pretty much hit my daily goal. So I'm looking at 350 as potential resistance, but if it does open high, then I can hold through the first pullback, because I'm like, look, I'm already in it from down here. So if the first pullback comes, let's say it even comes down to here, I can still hold and then just add as it surges back up. Alternatively, I could go ahead and sell here and still add back, but then my cost basis when I add here is going to be like right here instead of, down here. So the better thing to do, if possible, is just to hold and add, but I wouldn't probably do that unless it opens higher. Well, see, the thing is, I will hold and add if it opens low, because I'm expecting it will break $3. So that would be the first target. If it opens at 95, I'd probably add at 98, 99, and sell half at 308, or whatever the pop is through the whole dollar. If it pops up to 310, I'll sell half at 310. So watching this here on resumption, my order's at 301. I want to see it surge coming out of the halt. So now I'm going to just hold, right? So now I'm in the driver's seat. So the high is 320, so over 320, I'm going to add right now. Add it at 320, right? No reason to sell, might as well just hold it. So now I sold half at 64 and 40. I sold half at 48, and now I'll hold my remaining 2,500 shares with a stop at break even, which is 325. So we'll watch this here. So the high is right in the 60s. So now let's see, high is 64. So over 64 would be a potential add again. Watching here, so I just added again. Added one more time, and now I'm thinking maybe this goes up to $4. So watching this right here, look at that, boom. See that big bid right there at 81? That's what we like to see. So I started with 6,000 shares, and you know, all of a sudden it opens up, makes this big move. So watching here, deciding whether or not I'm going to keep holding it. High a day is just under $4. So I'm going to stop out and take the rest of my profit right now, $6,518 on the trade. So I'm up $7,500 on the day. So that's a winner. That's a nice one. Now we have a high of right around 395. I can now reset and say, okay, if it holds up here, I can get back in. And I could have sold right here right in this first candle as it dipped down to 301. Yes, I could have sold. But I'm in it from 270. I'm up 30 cents on 3,000 shares. Why sell? I'll just hold it. If it breaks 3 and I have to sell at 290, I'll sell at 290. But it didn't, so I'll hold. And it breaks over the high of 225, 220, I'm adding. I add 3,000 shares, so I've got 9,000 share, full size, pretty much full size position. Pops up there, and I'm selling half at 48. So I'm gonna keep it on watch for sure. The high is 95. Maybe switch now to a 1 minute chart. Off the 30-second chart or the 15-second chart. High of the last candle is 70. High of the last 1 minute candle. So, maybe go down to 2,000 shares for my starter now. So if I press it 3 times, I don't have 9,000, I only have 6,000 shares. And watch the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. So the high of the last 1 minute candle is, let's see. The high is 370. So watching here, I'll take a starter right now at 57 of 2,000 shares. I'm kind of expecting the first candle is going to make a new high. Now I only took 2,000 shares to start. So let's see what it does. Over 70 is where I would add. Just added right there for the break of 70. So it didn't quite break. Let's see what it does. My average is now 60. So the low here of this pullback is in the 40s. I'm going to have to keep a pretty tight stop on it. I'll give it a second to pop back up because of the range that it has. Watching, stop is going to be 30. But I know it has range, so I got to give it a little room. That last candle wasn't officially the first candle to make a new high because it double topped at 70. So still watching for the first candle to make a new high, which the high of this candle is about 57 with 20 seconds left. Bummer. So stopped out, got filled at 23, lost about $1,000 on that trade, but still puts me up $6,300 on the day. So this is the type of thing of I stay aggressive until I have that first loss, and then I tighten it up. So now I'll just watch it, watch the 5-minute chart, see if we get a 5-minute setup, first 5-minute candle to make a new high. And this one is just selling off. Didn't give really a good opportunity there. But, you know, this is going to put me up about $17,000 now on the week. And it is only Wednesday. So I never try to, you know, be upset with myself if I have a loss, like, you know, the one I just had, because being aggressive is how you end up with, you know, $8,000 or $10,000 days. You know, you have to know when to put the pedal to the metal and be a little more aggressive. Volume's now 2.5 million shares. Switch back to ANY. So that, you know, that was the first candle to make a new high, but at this point I'm going to wait for a 5-minute pattern on ANY. Hang on. GBR. No, well, GBR is selling off right now. Yes, this was a 5-minute pattern, but it's selling off. ANY is the one that I'm watching right now. So that was the first 5-minute candle to make a new high right there over 360. I just sort of missed it. So high a day, as we know, is 95. You know, curling up, pulling back, curling up, pull back. You know, let's see if it gets that kind of added momentum and does a break of 4. At this point, with 3 million shares of volume, it might be starting to get a little too crowded to break 4, but you never know. Keep it on watch. Usually I would say over something like 75, we start having a pretty good chance of hitting $4. But because this is already tapped 4, I'm not sure. It might need a little more time to pull back. So I'd say tempting over 69 here, but it's got a decent range, down to 45. But this sort of little consolidation is definitely interesting. $45 on the bid. Sometimes on these stocks, when I'm feeling confident and I have a big cushion, I will just sort of buy some of these pullbacks if I really, really think it is almost definitely going to go higher. But the 5-minute is a little extended. So there's 75, there's 85, flash to 87. See, that's how fast it can happen. So our new high of this little pop was 90. I'd put an order at 90 for a possible scalp. I'll take a starter here. So I'll take a starter of 2,000 shares. I'm anticipating a break now. See how we get that big squeeze. That's sort of what I was expecting. So I sold half at 414 or 413. It's the breakthrough high of day. So still holding 490 shares with a stop at 93. High of day is 415. Over 415, I would consider adding again. Watch here. I'll add right now 415. Try to scalp that move higher. So I added at 415. Next target 420, 425. There's 425, so that was the first target. So made back the $1,000 I lost on this trade. Back up to 7,500 on the day. New high is right in the 20s, but this wasn't the perfect first 5-minute candle to make a new high, I wouldn't say. Stop will be 90, 390. Stopped out of the rest of it for right now. So puts me up $7,368 on the day.